Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship between El Salvador and USA. Welcome to paradise, everyone. An absolute incredible tournament so far in Bahamas. And we have the weather to go along with it. 78 degrees. It is perfection for these players on this beautiful Saturday. Here's the progression from Group A. El Salvador dominant. 3 wins out of 3, scoring 20 goals in the process, destroying Costa Rica on game 1, and they never looked back since. USA, a staggered start to begin with. 2-2 against lowly Trinidad and Tobago. They won on penalties, losing to the home side to Bahamas, and then beating Panama on the last day of the group stage to pip Panama to get into the semi-final. Well, here it is. USA, El Salvador for the first one. Bahamas, Guatemala for the second. And guess what? A place in the final on Sunday, and those 2 teams will get an automatic qualification into the World Cup Beach Soccer 2025 finals. Ryan Davis with you on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Well, the road was easy for La Selecta. There were 3 wins out of 3. 7-6 win against Mexico on Thursday on their last day, just before the semi-finals. Goals from Anderson Castro, Francisco Velasquez, Ruben Batres, and 2 goals from Emerson Serna and Melvin Gonzalez. The United States, like we mentioned, very rocky start, but a huge 5-1 win over Panama on Thursday to surge through Group B and pip Panama to get to the semi-finals. Ricardo Cavallo and 2 goals from Andres Navas and Gabe Silveira led the U.S. to victory on that Thursday evening. The Stars and Stripes also feature the best defensive team in the tournament with only 6 goals conceded, while El Salvador, the most offensive team, with 20 goals scored. So, we have the attacking La Selecta and the defensive-minded Stars and Stripes in this first semi-final. It should be an absolute barn burner.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of El Salvador, followed by the national anthem of the United States of America.
So the starting lineups for this first semi-final. We're going to have El Salvador La Selecta, who have been absolutely rampant in this tournament so far. They're meeting the match officials, Miguel Lopez, Elaine Walker-Brown. So the lineups for this El Salvador team: goalkeeper Elidoro Portillo, the captain, Oscar Cruz, Herbert Ramos, Anderson Castro, and the dangerous Augustin Ruiz will make up the starting lineup. And on the bench, we have Eric Narea, Melvin Gonzalez, who scored 2 in the last match, Emerson Serna as well, Elmer Robles, Ruben Batres, and Francisco Velasquez. This incredible, rampant El Salvador team getting ready to do the business in this first semi-final. The United States, of course, runners-up in Group B, coming through with a huge 5-1 win against Panama on the last day of the group stage to get back into the tournament. They are the reigning champs. These two teams played each other in the last semi-final in 2023. The United States winning that match by 5-2, going on to the final and eventually winning. Match officials: Arian Crespo, Jonathan Hernandez, Luis Torres, and Wilfred Villenas from Guatemala. Two captains: Elidoro Portillo, the big goalkeeper from El Salvador, and Christopher Toth, the other goalkeeper for United States. These two teams very much in the forefront of beach soccer in this part of the world. And here's the United States: Christopher Toth in goal, the captain Nicolas Pereira, Andres Navas, Alessandro Canali, his 100th appearance for United States. What a moment. Gabriel Silveira, Austin Collier, Tanner Akol, Antonio Chavez, Ricardo Cavallo, Cody Valakel, Connor Rezendi, and Christopher Albiston will make up the squad for the United States. Well, with USA pipping El Salvador 5-2 in the semi-final in 2023, these two also met in 2021 in the championship final. El Salvador won by 6-4. And La Selecta have possession first. The first shot, and Toth gets his hands dirty. The United States get back possession. Navas. Distribution by Toth. Looking inside. And here comes La Selecta. 20 goals scored in this tournament. Starting with a 6-1 win against Costa Rica, 7-0 against Guatemala, and then 7-6 against Mexico, in which El Salvador scored the first 5 goals, actually the first 7 goals in the opening 2 periods. And Mexico came roaring back with 6 goals unanswered, but El Salvador hung on. Similar for United States against Panama, they scored the first 5 goals of the match on Thursday. So both of these teams with quick starts in their last encounter. And coming off will be Herbert Ramos. And a shot, Toth parrying and gathering. United States, that 2-2 draw with Trinidad and Tobago, having to win on penalties on their opening day. 3-2 loss to Bahamas, who have been incredible. And they'll be playing right here at 8 p.m. against Guatemala next. And of course, the Panama game to finish up Group A. Little shot by Canale. 100th appearance for the number 9. And the first corner for the match goes to the Stars and Stripes. Nicolas Pereira dinks it in, headed out, and a volley into the arms of Portillo with his first save of the evening. Portillo volleying. There's a quick look at the El Salvador coach, Ruiz Gonzalez. Toth juggling. The skill that has to be on display throughout this match is incredible. The surface, of course, is unforgiving. And these players have to manufacture all of the momentum and all of the pace on the ball. That's the reason the ball is continuously in the air. And the ball control is second to no one. Castro on this far side. Ramos. Portillo. Lobbing it to the far side, and it's going to be possession to the United States. Thumbs up from Oscar Cruz. First touch for number 6, Valcarcel. Long throw by Toth, and a little flick on header coming from Cavallo as the US quickly makes some substitutions. Portillo. Cruz across the goal, and it just, Toth lost it for a second. And they're appealing for a corner kick. United States possession. In the blink of an eye, any opportunity can be created in this incredible style, incredible format of the game. Nicole flicking over the head by Castro. Nodded down. The number 10, Ruiz. And it's going to be a free kick for La Selecta. The culprit, number 3, Antonio Chavez. Chavez got there first, but then hooked the legs of the number 10. And that's going to be a foul on any beach on the planet. Talking about beaches, no other destination quite like Bahamas. Awkward hop and Toth gathers. They hosted the tournament in 2023, which United States won. No surprise, we're back here again in 2025. Aquamarine waters, in which you can see from space, by the way. One of the wonders of this beautiful planet, Bahamas. And thinking of a shot was Gonzalez. Actually, Cavallo goes all the way back to Toth. Juggling. Awkward bounce. And Chavez got his foot to it and back to Toth. The United States just keeping some possession, trying to draw El Salvador out of their box. Headed out. Stars and Stripes collect to the corner. It's going to be El Salvador's possession. Throw in by Cruz. Portillo. Incredible bit of distribution. Had a lot of pace on it. No chance for Batres to control. Taken quickly. El Salvador crossing, and he shot actually just over the crossbar. And that was the first unleash of Ruben Batres' right foot. Tough. United States scoring 10 goals in their 3 matches, and the first effort just whizzed past the last post. It was Tana Ekol. USA scoring 10, and El Salvador dwarfing that with 20 goals. Bicycle kick, first save by Toth for the match. It was Elmer Robles who had time in the middle, chesting it up, and jumped on his El Salvador bike to test Toth. For the soccer purists out there, there will be 3 periods, not 2 halves. And some housekeeping rules: 5 players, 4 outfield, 1 goalkeeper. And rolling substitutions, as Ian Carey likes what he sees so far from his side. Pereira. Navas. Dispossess, and last selector have a little bit of daylight across the face of the goal. Oh, what an atmosphere. Music in the background. It is a party on the sidelines. An incredible soccer is shot on the sand. Gonzalez just locking horns with the number 4, Cavallo. Here is Gonzalez, outside of the foot. And a shot, and Toth again with his second save in the opening period. Flicked up, not too far off. That is Velasquez, who scored in the last game. Trying to get his name in lights in this semi-final. Remembering the fantastic start both of these sides had in their last match. Cross coming across, and it beats everyone. Rudy Gonzalez. The prize, of course, a final date tomorrow to win the trophy, and then to sweeten the pot, automatic qualification for the World Beach Soccer Championships later this year. Little flick on into the corner flag. Gonzalez is going to win back possession for El Salvador. That was Canale. Excellent distribution by Portillo. Earns a corner kick for La Selecta. That was Alcacel. Velasquez corner. Gabriel Silveira, number 10 for the US. Portillo has a shot. And taking one for the team was the last defender, and he's going to lie down and get some attention. Cody Valcasel just protecting his goalkeeper. Incredible strike by Portillo. And he gets the boxing standing 8 count. As Gonzalez just reminding his bench of what he's looking for there. Alcacel. Chavez. Bicycle. Well, just under 2 minutes left in this first period. It's been a cagey affair, and you can understand that being a semi-final. Across the face of the goal. La Selecta, hounded by 2 stars and stripes. And going back was Gonzalez to Portillo. Portillo strike again! Well, Christopher Toth had to be at his very best. Goalkeeper against goalkeeper crime. What an effort from the El Salvador goalkeeper. On the back heel, beautifully done, El Salvador, and should we say the sand had a role to play, as it was Serna who miskicked. Echo, back to Toth. Chavez. Alcacel. And Salvador just sitting back, waiting to pounce. Across the face of the goal, the back heel coming from Cavallo at that far post. He's been prolific in this tournament, Cavallo. And a chance for El Salvador, just some room. But again, staying compact, protecting Toth. Was Chavez and company. Portillo shot again! And it's going to be a whistle. And that is the end of a cagey first period in which La Selecta had the better of the exchanges. 0-0 after 1. 2 more to go as the winners of Group A take on the runners-up of Group B. And the winners of Group A, El Salvador. mentioned at the start of this broadcast, this is paradise. And if you've ever been to Bahamas, you will agree. And the crowd enjoying the highest level of beach soccer in this part of the world. And this El Salvador fan has to be impressed with what his team has done throughout this past week. USA's possession to start off the second period. Little dink across, back on top, flicking inside. Contact was there, the referee says play on. Back to Portillo. A little bit of cat and mouse that was so evident in the first half, starting again in the second, as both of these sides don't want to give up an inch. As Ramos and Portillo, awkward bounce. The USA snuck right in and won back possession. And he's so good with the ball at his feet. The captain of La Selecta, Portillo. Thoughts distribution. We just got a quick look of Alessandro Canale in his 100th appearance for the United States. Here he is. Looking inside. Bicycle kick. And it came through a crowd. Portillo gathered. Salvador's corner kick. Velasquez. There's Castro and Silvera. Header, not too far off. Oh, played inside beautifully. A chance for the United States again off the post. And that was Silvera marauding forward from the back after the corner kick. Beautiful ball inside. He had time and just couldn't find that far post. Woodwork to the rescue. The shot by Canale. Circles in the sand, but the Stars and Stripes come away with it. Navas. It's amazing the respect each player has for each other. When the ball is sitting still, no one dares rush in. They all sit back and block the angle because the players are so adept at flicking the ball up. And a shot from way out into the arms of Portillo. So both teams hitting the post. Portillo's shot. Velasquez in the first, Silvera in the second. Small counter-attack, but was snuffed out. To the corner flag, beautifully taken down. Bicycle kick. It was from Robles, and the clearance means Portillo. And El Salvador will get the ball back. Ramos. Ramos again. Portillo. Lofting it, quick header inside, and it's in! El Salvador draw first blood. It's the number 5, Emerson Serna, who's been on the score sheet on just about every match so far in this tournament. He is the first to unlock the bolt and give La Selecta the lead. Little nod inside, a delicate ball by Ruiz. And Serna with the one-time finish with the outside of the foot. And a deserved lead for El Salvador in this second period. Shot not too far off from Pereira. Well, in this format of the game, creating opportunities means delicate touches in tight spots. Velasquez and Ruiz with the most delicate of headers into the path of Serna was a thing of beauty. And Carey looking around at his bench. Silveira all the way across, and El Salvador have a counter-attack. USA get back quickly and foil the attack. Robles not taking any chances, understanding that they're up a goal now. They're not going to be careless in possession. Portillo. Gonzalez. And the awkward bounce. Man, Portillo couldn't juggle it. He had to pick it up with his hands. Flicked inside. Silveira. Portillo. Gonzalez, the left-footed Gonzalez.
Halfway through the second third, scoring El Salvador 1, US 0.
Header out by Silveira, giving chase. It's Canale, and El Salvador get it back, and a shot, Toth to the save. Well, whistle, and Toth is gonna just take a breather as he stopped that shot with his left cheek. Melvin Gonzalez had some daylight. Here it was, Toth closing the angle. Bravery by the goalkeeper. But the US #1 couldn't keep it in play, which means a corner kick for El Salvador. What would they come up here? Batres. That one was drilled across. Getting ready to check in, number 11, Christopher Albiston, for his first minutes of the match. Little two-man game, and the awkward bounce means Silveira. Portillo shepherds him away. Silveira again. And Portillo out of his goal. USA's possession taken quickly. Cavallo. And saved off the line. And the official just took one right in the noggin. Apologies by Elmer Robles. Now will he need a concussion test? Apologies from the player to the referee. So it may be a drop ball. Let's see what the referee decides. Miguel Lopez. Eric Najera will sub in for Portillo, in goal for El Salvador. There is Nareja. Will flick on. Across the face of the goal! Toth with a foot save. Pereira. El Salvador starting to close in on the US. Another good chance. And Toth had to be at his best again. To the corner flag. And almost like a scrum half on the far side. Nahra gets possession. And as Cavallo, tall player, uses height. So free kick to La Selecta. 4 minutes to go in this second period. And Salvador scored their 21st goal off of the foot of Serna. And they lead 1-0 in this semi-final. Second semi-final coming up at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The homeboys, Bahamas, take on the Central Americans, Guatemala, and stealing it was Velasquez, but Toth, his hands were on it at the end. Inside, headed out. Silveira intercepting, and a shot. First save for Nahera. Cross from Cavallo. Silveira. Again, flicking it up, and his scissors kick. Well, he's been working his way into the match, Silveira. Had a slow start, and in this second period has been very involved. Nahera. Too close for comfort. And coming away is Cruz. Beautiful 1-2 Cruz. A chance for El Salvador. Appeals for a corner kick. That was Augustine Ruiz on the far side. Excellent build-up. Little 1-2 to get Cruz in. And they couldn't convert the corner kick into the side netting. Nicolas Pereira. And Salvador understanding what is needed right now when they're up a goal. Shot by Toth. Not really committing players forward. Checking back in. Ruben Batris, the number 9. Toth. Navas. Switching. Pereira. Little scoop. Cole. His cross. Nahera distributes to Ruiz. This incredible tournament, Mexico have won 4 titles since 2006 in its inception. Next up, United States with 3 championships. Here comes El Salvador. Cross, and the volley from Ruiz. Ended up somewhere in the beautiful waters of Bahamas. Just over a minute left in this second period. Just 1 goal separating these two. Toth. Pereira. Toth again. Can the US get something back at the end of this second period? White shirts are coming forward, long throw to the back post. And the 100 cap man, Alessandro Canali, couldn't get on the end of it. Will this be the last sequence? Batris comes off El Salvador, coming in is Castro. Nahera. They have such confidence. They hold the ball to the very last second and then release. Portillo, actually is Nahera. Ruiz, the shot. He called, looking around, that deflection completely got the better of Christopher Toth in goal. And that is the end of the second period. 1 period to go. La Selecta have a little bit of vision for that final spot tomorrow as they lead by a 1-0 after the first 2 periods. The opening goal coming from Emerson Serna. So after a cagey first period, the second period opened up. Silvera hitting the post as the United States came close to opening the scoring in the semi-final. Then Portillo lobbing it, Ruiz's header and Serna's volley. A beautifully crafted goal, and La Selecta opened the scoring in this semi-final as they lead a 0-0. Serna to the number 4. Gonzalez and Toth taking one right off the cheek to keep the score at 1-0. And then the header across the goal, and that was Batris. And Toth again. Brave goalkeeping. Silvera's shot pushed away by Nahera, the substitute goalkeeper, as El Salvador lead by a 0-0 after 2 periods. So all to play for in this final period. Can La Selecta get revenge on the United States? USA winning this exact leg, the same semi-final on this ground 2 years ago by 5 goals to 2 to go to the final and win 2023. El Salvador would like to do the same. El Salvador won the championship in 2021 in Alajuela, Costa Rica. Little flick and Silvera shot. Nahera continues in goal for El Salvador. Questions now asking and going all the way back. All the way back was Ramos, who gave his keeper a little bit of a heart attack. And a collision on the far side. There's Antonio Chavez and Batris colliding. Batris isn't happy. And there's no love lost as Batris continues to jaw with a sore jaw to Chavez. And Carey trying to get control. The far post creeping in was Melvin Gonzalez. Toth over Serna. Silveira. USA have 11 minutes to find an equalizer. Shot by Chavez, and the deflection goes in. USA have equalized. Nothing Nájera can do with it. Chavez coming up from that right side. And Rudy Gonzalez can't believe his luck. Flicking it up, shooting, and right off of the instep of Herbe Ramos. Beating Nájera. 1-1 this semi-final. We're in the third period now, and El Salvador, who led for most of the first two periods, now find themselves even with the United States, with all to play for, with just under 11 minutes to go. Nájera. Control on display again. It never gets all. Ruiz across the goal. And that was Serna's header, looking for number 2 in this match, the number 8. Excellent defending by Silveira, getting a foot to it to neglect Batres from getting possession. Ruiz had the unlucky deflection for the equalizer. And to watch these guys juggle the ball nonchalantly, it just never gets old. Looking inside, USA now with an opportunity. A shot from way out, another deflection, and Nájera with a save. Initial shot came from Navas. He came through the crowd, got another nasty deflection. And a fantastic recovery by Nájera. Volley, and a desperate save by Ruiz. By Ramos, rather. Long throw to the backside. That wasn't too far off. It was Canale. Thumbs up. Coming close was Gonzalez. Excellent touch. And Batres couldn't control. Here's Toth.
Just being asked kindly to give a shout out to all hard-working teachers, which obviously means I'm not giving a shout out to all non-hard-working teachers.
Excellent throw by the USA number 1. He'll have some time to organize his team. So much responsibilities on keepers in any format of the game. More so in this one. They are distributors. They manage the game. When he goes back to Toth, he now has to make the decision on which side to go. Switching was Valcasel. Nájera. And with Beatles in the background, Nájera tries an attempt. Excellent attempt by Valcasel. And Carey, despite being down for a long period of time, has to be impressed with his team's resolve to come back and tie this game up. Silveira, and the bodies are just going flying in front of the El Salvador goal. Ramos, Serna, and Toth. Again, El Salvador retreating, no press. No, the pressure is very light for Toth and company. Canale. Now here comes the pressure, and the veteran wins the free kick. As Canale, his 100th appearance for the United States, just screening the player until Melvin Gonzalez had enough and literally removed the number 9. Canale's free kick. Measuring. Shooting. Sun setting in Bahamas. As the home side getting ready to take the beach, take the sand at 8 p.m. And it's going to be El Salvador being penalized. Maybe for longer than 4 seconds. Not sure the call. But no matter what, the United States will get the ball. So here was Nahera, and as soon as the ball came back, right here, there was the referee's whistle. So a golden opportunity now for United States, who not only equalized in this third period, but have a chance now to take the lead. It's Andre Navas against Nahera. Navas! Nahera got a hand to it. Looks like Portillo was the one who came back in. Little dink. And it's going to be El Salvador and La Selecta possession. Silveira. Toth. Here comes that pressure. And a bit of a high kick, but referee says play on. Velasquez. Serna. Bicycle kick. Velasquez! Wasn't too far off. And the referee says Toth did not touch it. There's that overhead kick. Here comes Velasquez arriving at the last post. Portillo. And El Salvador will welcome back their starting goalkeeper, whose acrobatics and possession on the ball is second to no one in this tournament. Here he is. Shot from way out. Can hear the ooze from the crowd. Toth. Navas. So USA conceding only 6 goals in the tournament before this match. El Salvador, not too far off. They only conceded 7, having the highest goal difference out of any team in the tournament. Portillo, another shot. And the follow-up by Ruiz is somewhere near the reef. Toth. Navas flicks it inside. Ramos. Little flick. Four minutes to go. USA's possession. El Salvador 1, USA 1. semi-final of the 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Tournament in Bahamas. What started on Monday has reached down to the last 4 on Saturday. Chance for the states to get in, and Portillo. What's at stake? Chance to play in the final tomorrow evening. And that will be an automatic qualification for the World Beach Soccer Championships in 2025. Portillo shot and the awkward hop. And the referee coming to the sidelines just to get the bench back on the bench. There's this awkward hop coming off of the hand of Valcasel. Shot across the face of the goal. That was the number 10, Ruiz. Two minutes and 47 seconds left. El Salvador 1, United States 1. He called back to Tough. He called again. Little shimmy. Ooh, and almost lost his footing. That would have allowed Serna to get in. Tough. Excellent first touch by Valcasel. Nice. Ooh, the bicycle kick from Akol right into the face of Batres. There may be some repercussions here for the number 2. Batres is still on the ground with his head in his hands. There's Akol. That is going to leave a mark. Batres looking like a boxer who was just leveled on the canvas and was just given the smelling salts. He's now back on his feet with an instep to the jaw and sand in his eyes. Referee Ariel Crespo is waiting for some guidance from the third referee. And he is really struggling. Ruben Batres. He got up for a minute, tried to walk, and then went right back down. And he's lying in a heap in the middle of Malcolm Park Beach Soccer Facility. Really unfortunate for the number 9 Batres. Did everything right defensively. And Ian Carey looking on. Batres will want an Advil and a glass of water. The United States have come right back into this match after La Selecta controlled things for the first period and halfway through the second. The Stars and Stripes have come roaring back with an equalizer and look most likely to score to go ahead. Here's referee Crespo from Cuba. All eyes on him to see what the final verdict will be for Akol. Akol's bicycle. It's going to be going towards El Salvador. I'm sure Batres is happy about that. He just took an instep to the jaw. Checking in, Melvin Gonzalez for El Salvador. So the free kick will be taken by Elmer Robles. Where is the number 7 going to put this? Will he just drill it in towards the box, towards Toth, on it for a deflection? Or is he going to lob it in for a header, for a second ball? Robles leaves it, and Gonzalez. Gonzalez picks it up. 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in this third period in the semi-final of the 2025 Concacaf Beach Championships. A shot from Gonzalez. Seconds are ticking, and it's one of those moments in any sport that if a goal scores or a team goes ahead, it'll probably be the last one. And Portillo. He has to get it back in quickly, and El Salvador pushing high. Toth when he has 4 seconds. Will it flick on? Portillo. Lofted into the box. Serna. Crowded out. Canale is there. He has possession. Canale brought down. And the number 9 has gotten a free kick for the US in a very dangerous position. The Centurion, Canale, in his 100th appearance, has possibly won a free kick now with just about a minute to go in regular time, and it's the first yellow card of the day as Castro is booked. Slide tackle from behind. Easy call for the referee. Coach Rudy Gonzalez has seen it all this week. He has seen his team dominate a tournament, but now they are deadlocked with the Stars and Stripes with a minute to go in this third period. USA have lost their first, actually drew their first, then won on penalties, lost their second, winning their third. Do they have the momentum to kick on and get past El Salvador? And they're going to leave it up to the Centurion, the 100 cap man, Alessandro Canale. Can he decorate this momentous occasion against Portillo? Canale! A whisker away. Portillo has a shot and tried to flick it on the far side. It was Robles. Toth, we're into 30 seconds. United States, the foot of Navas. Crowd near the corner flag. 15 seconds to go. El Salvador. Robles. Silveira. Still Silveira. Little hesitation. Just tries to put it into the danger area. Silveira goes down. And that is the end of period number 3. El Salvador 1, United States 1. We are going to need more beach soccer to decide these two teams in this semi-final. Deadlocked after 3. Toth beaten once, Portillo beaten once. Goal scorers Serna for El Salvador, and for United States, the equalizer coming from Chavez. Three minutes are going to be added for extra time. And if these two teams can't hammer it out then, they will go to a penalty shootout. This is Portillo. The header by Ruiz, and it was Serna who opened things up for El Salvador. Then Toth. Chavez, his shot deflecting off of the number 3 Ramos, and beating Nájera in goal for the equalizer. It has brought us to this moment. 3 periods in the books, 3 minutes of extra time to be added. If not, we will go to the penalty spot to decide it.
That's all. 3 minutes.
And El Salvador will kick us off, and the first attempt was far and wide. The attempt coming from Ruiz Navas. Bicycle kick, and again player goes down. Referee says play on this time. Navas' header creeping in, and Toth with a brave foot save. And it's Cruz who is in the thick of things. Coming deep with Silveira. Sees him off. Goes out to the left. Dinked to the last post. And this is where head coaches earn their stripes. Shot from Portillo. And Silveira, for the second time for the match, heads it to safety. Thrown to the back post. That was Robles asking for the corner. Silveira. A minute and a half gone. We're halfway through the extra time. Penalty is looming. The semi-final finished 5-2 in USA's favor 2 years ago. Much different affair this time around in 2025. Deadlocked at 1-1. Toth. Who will be the first to blink? Silveira! They're saying Portillo got a hand to it. Corner kick for the US. 32 seconds remaining. Equal. Ruiz. 20 seconds remaining in this semi-final. We are heading to penalties if no one can score in now 15 seconds. Portillo, can he unlock it at the end? Portillo! Not too far off. Toth. Slinging it. Headed out. The first attempt. And that is it. Extra time is up. United States and El Salvador have finished in a draw, and they will have to go to the penalty spot to decide who gets a place in the final. And with that place in the final, a spot, a direct entry to the 2025 Beach World Cup later this year. Huge stakes coming up in the ultimate drama of this incredible sport. Just to remind everyone, after this penalty shootout between El Salvador and the United States, we have the second semi-final. Bahamas, the home team, the hosts, taking on Guatemala. Bahamas, the winners of Group B. Guatemala, the runners-up in Group A. So the two captains taking the toss. And it has been decided. We will see who kicks first. That is usually the advantage between the two teams. And walking to the gallows is Andres Navas. He seems to be the one to take responsibility. Arm in arm, the Stars and Stripes look on as the number 7 Navas makes his way to the penalty spot. Would it be against Portillo or Nájera? It will be Portillo, the experienced goalkeeper. It's all happening in Malcolm Park Beach Soccer Facility in beautiful Bahamas. Semi-finals 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. And we've come down to this. 3 periods and extra time. And Navas against Portillo. Navas, low to the left, puts USA on the board. No placement, power, instep, 1-0. Pressure is always on the second team that's kicking, and it's going to be Velasquez against Toth. Velasquez, long run up, hammers it in. Is what we call a roofer in this sport, right up on top. And Toth couldn't react. Beautiful strike by Velasquez. 1-1. Silvera, who wears that number 10 on his back with pride. He's played the most minutes today of any team, of any player, against Portillo. Oh, and he's hit the post. Mr. Reliable Gabriel Silvera misses from the penalty spot, opening his hips a little too much. And the woodwork coming to the rescue of El Salvador. But last selectors still have to score to make it count, to take the advantage, or it means nothing. The responsibility goes to Cruz, the right footer, against Toth. comes to Silvero's rescue, but the referee is not going to accept it. His back foot was not on the line when the ball was kicked. Back foot off of the line. We're gonna have to do it again. Cruz has been given a second chance. Toth with a fantastic save, but rules are rules. And Cruz taking a couple extra steps on his run up now. Against Toth, hesitation. Oh, and he's missed it. Trying to be too perfect. And Toth has saved Gabriel Silveira, who missed for the US. Cruz misses for El Salvador. We're still at 1-1 after 2. Drama unfolding in Bahamas. Nájera is coming for Portillo. Nicolas Pereira plays for CF Playa Miami. El Cinco against Nájera. Pereira puts him the wrong way. Looking left, going right. It was enough for Nájera to bite on it. And USA take a 2-1 lead. El Salvador will take their third kick. Navas opening the account for the US. Velasquez responding. Silveira missed his. Cruz missed his for El Salvador. Pareja scoring for the US. And La Selecta has put Heber Ramos against Toth. Ramos up on top. Nothing Toth can do with it. It is a dreamlike penalty to tie this game up at 2. Power, placement. You can put 2 goalkeepers in there. Makes no difference. So Portillo now comes in as Nájera comes out. And it's the Centurion. The man with 100 caps under his belt. Alessandro Canale. Beautifully taken. He sells Portillo the left and goes right up the middle. Expertly taken. Or did he? No, he went left. He just rose it over Portillo, putting it where no keeper can get it. That's a way to celebrate your 100th cap. 3-2 US. El Salvador taking their 4th. Left footer. Oh, in the top corner again. He responds. Anderson Castro from Barra de Santiago levels this game up at 4. Castro. 3-3. The score, 4 kicks each. Last penalty kick for each side. And if that is not decided, then we go into sudden death. Cavallo, the big number 4. Cavallo, the left footer from Milwaukee Wave. Against Portillo. Well, Toth is the only keeper to save one, and it was considered illegal because his back foot came off the line. Cavallo decides to go right up the middle. Bravery, and it pays off. And El Salvador have to score this penalty kick. just to get into sudden death. All the pressure on La Selecta. Toth is going to do everything in his power to try and throw off Melvin Gonzalez. Gonzalez. Well, he whipped out the gun from his holster and he fired it into the right corner. Beautiful penalty from the number 4. And we are all level after 5 at 4-4. And we're going to sudden death. 1 penalty kick each. Who blinks first, the other one has to score. Only 2 players to miss in the penalty shootout so far. Silvera for the US and Cruz for El Salvador. Valcárcel! Well, both sides have tidied up their form as the penalties have progressed. And they are just burying it in the top corners now. This one right up the middle. As Valcárcel emphatically gives the US the lead. Ruiz. 5-5. There's nothing Portillo and Toth can do with these penalties. Right up into the corners. Power, pace, and placement. Naheda with some gamesmanship. Akol, who's had some controversy with his bicycle kick hitting Batris in the jaw in the 3rd period. Can he get past the man from Sabra de Santiago? Barras de Santiago. Tana Akol from Santa Cruz Beach Soccer. He can't bear to look carry. Akol, beautifully struck. He spliced it. The action of his foot said left, but when he spliced it, the ball went right. So hard for a keeper to stay behind that and pick the right corner, as all the body language says one way and the ball goes the next. Again, the pressure falls on La Selecta. It's the goal scorer, Serna. Who's going to blink? Serna! We are all level at 6. Beautifully struck. They're so confident in lifting the ball. Usually it is a high reward penalty kick. And it's going to be the number 8, Rezende. Saved! It's Naheda. Rezende, who didn't get many minutes at all, if any, in this match, had to step up to take the penalty kick. As we got into sudden death, went right up the middle, and Naheda did what a keeper should do, left his feet to cover the middle of the goal, and La Selecta have a chance to get revenge on the United States. If they score this penalty, they will override the North Americans and get to the final and get a spot in the 2025 Beach World Cup. For the win, Robles! La Selecta have reached the final and have qualified for the World Cup. Drilled right down the middle, right down Broadway. And Robles emphatically gives La Selecta the victory in the penalty shootout. Look what it means to Batris. Tears flowing onto the sand of Bahamas. Naheda with a decisive save. the coaching staff, look what it means, what a group. And Rezendi, one of the players, being consoled by Carey. El Salvador won, United States won. El Salvador 7-6 on penalties to qualify to the final tomorrow evening in Bahamas. But they've qualified for the 2025 Beach World Cup, which is a dream come true. What a match. Tight from the beginning to the end. And understandably and quite rightly, it took penalties to decide these two teams. El Salvador defeat United States to get to the final of the 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. The first semi-final in this 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship comes down to the best team of the tournament so far, La Selecta El Salvador, against the up-and-coming United States, who are gaining momentum as this tournament goes on. An overhead strike by Robles, and Toth with the save. Then the shot coming in from Velasquez as El Salvador begin to knock on the door. Then Portillo, his strike, saved and off the post. Then Toth. Cavallo's back heel. And Portillo is the lunt. Toth save again. Period number 1 in the books. Period number 2. Little flick on, and Silvera almost opening the scoring in this semi-final, hitting the post. Then Portillo. Ruiz. Serna at the doorstep to give El Salvador a 1-0 lead in this semi-final. Trying to add to that, Serna to Gonzalez. Toth bravely saving. Then, little flick on, header across from Battery. And again, a double save from Toth. Then, Silvera's strike, saved from Naheda. And Toth finding Chavez. And his shot, hitting Ramos and getting past Naheda for the equalizer. United States were back in it. Navas' shot, saved by Naheda. Serna, bicycle kick. And Ruiz almost converting at the last post. Then Silvera, his penalty, was the first to miss in the penalty shootout. Cruz, he missed right after, and the score is still level. Then Rezendi for United States, saved by Naheda. And then Robles with the decisive kick to lead La Selecta to the final of the 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship and a space in the 2025 World Cup. Well, like all semi-finals, it was cagey, it was tight, and now El Salvador, La Selecta, beat United States on penalties to be the first to get into the final. Up next, though, the homeboys, Bahamas, will take on the Central Americans, Guatemala, in the second final in this 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. We'll be back with the second semi-final. Stay tuned.
Yes.